As one fan perfectly put it, South African car builders are on another level, making an idea a reality. Ali Sayed's Toyota Corolla is a perfect example of that. From the outside, this old-timer may look suspiciously ordinary, but under the hood is where the monster lurks. It might just be the first KE70 in the world to combine Volkswagen power with BMW technology. Annie and I took a drive to Joburg Autotech, famous for building record-breaking top-end cars, like the little Mark I Golf, which ran 308 km an hour over the 1 kilometer. Join us as we dive into the story behind Ali's ride, proving one should never judge a car by its badge. It's nice, eh?
It's nice to admire sometimes what you've done. Well, they say if you park and don't look back, then you've got a wrong car.
You fucked up my Facebook page, Ali.
It's something you've asked for. It's unintentional. Normally what we do, we like to remain under the radar, but the car spoke for itself.
It did. So what are we looking at power-wise?
Comfortably on pump fuel with no ethanol or anything, I can get 400 horsepower on the car comfortably. But in saying that, the car is fully built for it to be turned up if I ever have to do that. It's got a Teflon lines for your ethanol, it's got dual pumps, flex fuel, everything is forged in the motor. We're not even boosting those 2 turbos at the moment. So it's very capable, but I don't want to go to that level now where the car flexes and the paint cracks and it's different things it's a different car basically. It's a different car compared to a race spec that we normally do.
What was your thinking behind going twin turbo?
I want to show off our fabrication skills. We have the space now that the engine is sitting that way. We have the space. Let's put twin turbos, and we got the turbos. We put them each other. Everything will fit 100%. I said, right, that's what I want. So we didn't go to put the sums together where a single turbo will make more than a twin turbo. We just wanted twin turbo to fill that whole engine bay up and to be different. I mean, twin turbo obviously sounds faster, even though it doesn't necessarily make more power than a big single turbo, but it's unique. It's going to be different. Not everyone's going to do that in a hurry. So we said, no, we want it to be different. Let's go twin turbo.
What size turbos are you using?
There's 2 Garrett GT30 turbos on there. They got small exhaust housing, so the car's very alive in the bottom. 2,800, close to 3,000 RPM. It pulls up full boost. It's got a 4.8 exhaust housing per turbo.
6 injectors still?
6 injectors, 2,200cc injectors. And then I wanted to be different. I didn't want to go twin cam, 2J Lexus. I said, no, I want something. If we're going to build a car, it has to be completely different.
Like a K20 perhaps?
Volkswagen.
No, never. I would rather push the car and put the K20 in it. Before this, I had an Audi A3 3.2 that we turbocharged. And when we seen the potential with that particular engine, on one bar it made 500 kilowatts. But I knew that the engine was capable of power. I said, if you have a proper gearbox and a proper div, you're going to have a good combination. And then sparks went off. I spoke to Mo Dawood. He was doing a few import engines at that time. And then he told me he's got a BDE engine, which is a 2.8 multi-valve. We've customized the pistons with turbo and NOS. We went bigger on the bore. So we got a CCs to exactly 3 liter. We don't want another trailer car. We want to drive it around. So let's go moderate with the compression so that we can get away with pump fuel. Or maybe just with the octane booster or something. So compression is 9.5 to 1. We've changed a lot of things over the time. We're not happy with certain things, but we said let's do a wire tuck. I even had a cover made to cover the turbos. You just see the 2 turbos here, but then I said, no, it's hiding the turbos away too much. But we went all out. Every single thing on the car underneath, powder coated. Every bolt and nut is brand new. Custom radiator, Audi R8 coolant cap, oil cap. And if you look at this, so the brake fluid cap is custom made. We made it on a lathe. We made it sort of match the R8 cap because you don't get the Audi brake fluid cap that matches the rest of the coolant. And so even the wiper motor, we've made covers to hide the wiper motor. We've got a breather that looks like it's part of that engine bay. The shape sort of just fills up the entire engine bay, and we try to make it look sort of OEM, if that's...
No, it's hot, eh? That's terrific, eh? Gee. How long did this whole build take you?
Look, the build started just before COVID, so COVID unfortunately mixed up our schedule and a lot of things.
Like everyone else?
On everyone else, we put the car on hold. So counting with the time prior to COVID, I would say 5 years in total to where it is now.
If you had to go back in time, what would you have done differently?
And it's completely different driving this car. No clutch, you hitting the gear lever and the gear change is instant. I'm happy with the engine. It's something of my brand. I don't think I would have changed anything, to be honest. I'm quite happy with it.
Let's talk about the 7-speed DCT.
It had a E46 M3 gearbox in it. Put it in the car, put a clutch pedal, hydraulic clutch. I could hear it rattle, and I said, man, it's not different now. What's different about this? That gearbox was used in quite a bit of conversions, 2J, and I drove the car. It felt like that gearbox was nice. I mean, it was a SMG gearbox that Putti converted to manual for me. So everything was sharp, but then I just thought it's just not different. That time, the guys were not using 8 HP. There was no controllers for 8 HP. And then we came across Max ECU, which was the only guys that were controlling the DCT gearbox from the F-Series BMW. Found the DCT pricing was not too far out, but I had to start again. New flywheel, mountings, exhaust, everything was in a way. That we only realized now when we started fitting it back. Prop shaft was different. The whole drivetrain again had to be remodified.
What about the sump?
So we built a front bolt sump for this particular engine. We dropped the cross member by 20 mils. So we obviously had to extend the steering knuckle as well. So when the gearbox change happened, that could stay the same. But the rest, the downpipes, the gearbox mounting, the prop shaft, everything else, wastegate pipe, everything else had to change.
Wow.
At that point I said, shit, these things are brand new and we got to cut on it and change it, But we wanted to be different, and the good thing is we didn't put a time to the vehicle that it must be finished at this particular time. So there was no rush and we did everything as we went along.
Did you ever consider a DSG? I mean,
DSG rear wheel drive you don't get.
Okay.
You don't get.
So it's 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive. But
did you not consider maybe
it's funny
adding an extra 5 years to the project and making it 4-wheel drive?
The next question that I want to do is, or that we had in mind, is the old Audi 80 Quattros. Use that car's floor and put a KE70 because I like the shape of the vehicle. Put the KE70 body on top of that floor. That will be 4-wheel drive. And I'm assuming it would be the first KE70 4-wheel drive around.
Yeah.
With VW drivetrain. That makes it much easier. But on this particular car, it was too far-fetched because if you look at where the gearbox side flanges are and where the actual front wheels are, the drive shaft is too much in an angle.
Okay.
It wasn't going to work that way. So it's something also, I don't think anyone has done it in terms of 4-wheel drive, but it's something that needs to be looked at. We measured the wheel bases. We saw they're not so far apart that it's not achievable. So it's something we'll look at on the next project.
So you've got people inquiring and
Too many people, and you made it worse with your post.
Uh-huh.
I have unread. Sometimes I don't have the guy's number, so it's on Messenger or something. I have unread messages that it's all about car, all about that issue related.
That's terrible.
To the car.
That's terrible.
I just don't have time to reply to anyone.
I'll be your manager. I'll manage those messages for you, and I'll filter them properly.
I got a request for someone wanting to use the car for matric ball. After he's seen it on your post, they want to use it for matric ball. Do it for weddings? Is it available for
drive-ins? What about drive-ins?
So some people's requests are it is something different. Look, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I think majority of the people like it.
Yeah, so cool. It's a nice car, huh?
Work of art, but work of art.
You don't think a K series like a red,
No,
K
not at all.
sticking out of
Not
the top
at all.